Hey everyone, and welcome to the Drunken Zombies podcast. Every day we're serving up a fresh dose of zombie tales. I'm Adrian.
And I'm Julia. We are so excited to be your guides through Zombieland.
Yeah, we'll be cracking open a new story every single day.
Exploring worlds taken over by the living dead.
Yeah, you know what we're talking about. We're talking about flesh-eating mayhem.
Creepy atmosphere.
And stories that will keep you on the edge of your seat. So if you're a fan of zombie stories, prophecies, and cyberpunk settings, you got to buckle up because today's tale has it all.
It does.
Okay, so what are we looking at today?
Today we are going to Neo-Tokyo. It's a futuristic cyberpunk metropolis. And in Neo-Tokyo, ancient traditions clash with cutting-edge technology. Imagine towering skyscrapers, neon lights, and a society that's on the brink of chaos.
I love it already.
Now, amidst all of this neon-drenched chaos, we have these really interesting figures called Cyborg Seers.
Wait, hold on. Cyborg Seers?
Yeah. So picture this. Imagine machines that are infused with human consciousness. And these machines can glimpse into the future. They're revered. They're feared. And their prophecies are taken very seriously.
Very cool. And what chilling prophecy did they deliver this time?
Well, this time it is a full-blown zombie apocalypse headed straight for Neo-Tokyo.
Classic. So how does Neo-Tokyo react to this grim prophecy?
Well, it throws the city into a frenzy. Some people embrace the prophecy and start preparing for the inevitable, while others just dismiss it as mere superstition.
That makes sense.
And right in the middle of all of this is our main character, Detective Kazuo Takahashi. He's a hard-boiled detective, a man of logic and evidence. Not really the type to believe in prophecies.
Yeah, Kazuo's more interested in, solving crimes than deciphering cryptic visions.
Totally.
But fate, as it often does, has other plans for him.
Oh, it does.
Oh.
Enter Hina. She's an informant with a warning that'll shake Kazuo to his core.
Okay.
She tells him that the zombie apocalypse is closer than anyone thinks, and that Kazuo is somehow entangled in this prophecy.
Whoa, talk about a bad day.
Right. You're just a detective trying to do your job, and suddenly you're thrust into the middle of an apocalyptic prophecy.
Yeah, I can only imagine how Kazuo reacts to that.
Well, of course he's skeptical at first, but then, as if to prove Hina right, chaos erupts. Right in the heart of Shibuya, one of Tokyo's busiest districts.
You're talking about the famous Shibuya crossing. Imagine a horde of zombies surging through those iconic crosswalks.
Exactly, total pandemonium.
I know, that's crazy.
A scene straight out of a nightmare. But Hina explains that this outbreak is more than just a random event.
Okay.
There's a deeper meaning behind it all.
Interesting.
She believes that humanity's relentless pursuit of progress, the obsession with technological advancement, that it's come at a price.
Okay, I'm listening.
She argues that this imbalance, this sacrifice of harmony for progress, has manifested in the form of this zombie outbreak.
So it's like a karmic retribution for our technological sins.
Exactly.
Oh, wow.
No.
So it's not just a zombie story. It's a social commentary on our relationship with technology.
That's right. It raises some really interesting questions about the consequences of unchecked ambition and the potential for technology to dehumanize us.
That's very cool. So what does Kazuo do? Does he accept this prophecy and team up with Hina?
Well, he's hesitant at first. But the escalating chaos and Hina's insistence that he's a key player in all of this are hard to ignore.
Right.
So together they decide to delve into the underbelly of Neo-Tokyo, seeking answers in the city's darkest corners.
So they're like a cyberpunk-era Batman and Oracle, navigating a world of digital shadows and dangerous secrets.
I like that analogy. Their investigation leads them to a sinister megacorporation with a project ominously named Project Lazarus.
Oh, I don't like the sound of that. Lazarus usually doesn't bring good news in these kinds of stories.
You're absolutely right. And as Kazuo and Hina dig deeper, they uncover a terrifying truth. What is it? This corporation has been experimenting with reanimating the dead.
Wait, they're messing with bringing people back to life? What could possibly go wrong?
You guessed it. Their experiments go horribly wrong, leading to the creation of the very zombie virus plaguing Neo-Tokyo.
So it's a classic case of science gone wrong, but with this cyberpunk twist.
Exactly. But the story gets even more twisted. It turns out the corporation's CEO has been orchestrating everything from the shadows.
Oh, no.
He's been manipulating the outbreak for his own nefarious purposes.
No, that's just cold-blooded. Talk about a bad boss.
He even triggers a self-destruct sequence to cover his tracks, leaving Kazuo and Hina trapped inside the facility.
Classic villain move. But do they manage to escape?
They do. They narrowly escape with a vial of the pure zombie virus strain. It's their only hope for developing an antidote.
Oh, wow.
Just when you think they might have a chance. One of those rogue Cyborg Seers drops another bombshell. This entire outbreak was just the first wave.
Wait, what? First wave? What does that even mean?
That's the cliffhanger, isn't it? What's coming next?
Yeah, this story's just getting started.
It seems like it.
We'll have to wait for the next part to find out what this second wave has in store. But before we move on, I have to ask, what are your initial thoughts on all of this?
This story is wild. It's like a blend of classic zombie horror with thought-provoking cyberpunk elements.
Huh.
And that cliffhanger, it's definitely got me hooked.
Me too. It raises so many questions. What's the significance of the prophecy? What's the CEO's endgame? And what exactly is this second wave?
Exactly.
We'll have to wait and see. But one thing's for sure, Neo Tokyo is in for one hell of a ride.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome back, zombie fans, to the Drunken Zombies podcast.
We're in the thick of it now.
We are. We are right in the middle of this cyberpunk zombie thriller.
Set in a Neo-Tokyo teetering on the edge of oblivion.
It really is.
Our hero, Detective Kazuo, just made a daring escape from that shady corporation's self-destructing lair, clutching a vial that could be humanity's last hope.
That's right. He's got the pure strain of the zombie virus.
The key to creating an antidote.
Exactly. But even if he manages to cook up a cure, how's he supposed to distribute it? In a city overrun by the undead.
That's a great question.
And let's not forget that chilling prophecy from last time.
Yeah.
That this initial outbreak was just the first wave.
Exactly. What kind of horrors could this second wave unleash? I mean,
Yeah.
a mutated strain of the virus. A new breed of even more terrifying zombies.
I know.
The possibilities are endless. And that's what makes this story so gripping. It keeps you guessing, constantly subverting expectations.
For sure. Now let's shift gears for a moment and talk about the characters. What are your thoughts on Kazuo? He's gone from a skeptical detective to a reluctant savior.
You know, I think his transformation is what makes him such a compelling protagonist.
Right, yeah.
He's this pragmatic, by-the-book detective
Yeah.
who's suddenly confronted with a world where logic and reason no longer apply.
Right.
He's forced to grapple with the possibility that fate might play a role in his life, which is a concept that challenges his entire worldview.
Totally.
And yet, despite his initial skepticism, he doesn't shy away from responsibility.
Right.
He could have easily dismissed the prophecy and focused on self-preservation, but he chooses to fight for his city, for humanity.
It's true. That's a testament to his character.
Absolutely. He's not some invincible superhero. He's an ordinary man thrust into extraordinary circumstances.
Yeah.
He's flawed. He's relatable.
Yeah.
And that's what makes his journey so captivating.
I agree. And what about Hina? She seems to have a deeper understanding of the prophecy and the forces at play.
I find her to be such an intriguing character. She's like a guide, leading Kazuo through this maze of conspiracies and hidden truths.
Yeah, and she's also a survivor. Someone who's seen the darkness of this world firsthand and emerged with a wisdom that belies her age.
I agree. She's definitely more than just an informant. There's a mysterious aura around her, like she knows more than she's letting on.
Right. And then there's the corporation CEO, the mastermind behind this whole mess.
He's a chilling embodiment of corporate greed and unchecked ambition.
I know he is.
Willing to sacrifice countless lives for his own personal gain.
Yeah.
The story doesn't hold back in portraying the depths of his depravity. It's a stark reminder that power can corrupt. And some individuals are willing to cross any line to achieve their goals.
Yeah. This brings up an interesting point. The story isn't just about zombies and cyberpunk aesthetics. It delves into these deeper themes.
Right.
It explores the dangers of unchecked technological advancement, the ethical implications of playing God.
Exactly. It's a cautionary tale about the potential consequences of our relentless pursuit of progress.
It really is. It makes you think about our own world, our obsession with technology, and the potential for it to become our undoing.
Right. We often talk about the benefits of technological advancements, but this story forces us to confront the darker side.
Yeah.
The potential for those advancements to be used for nefarious purposes, to dehumanize us, to create chaos.
Exactly.
It's a timely reminder that we need to be mindful of the choices we make, both as individuals and as a society.
Yeah.
We can't blindly embrace progress without considering the ethical implications.
I agree. Now, before we get to the climax of this story, let's circle back to the zombies themselves. They're not just mindless monsters here.
Right. They represent the consequences of our choices, the embodiment of the chaos we've unleashed.
Yeah. I love how the story doesn't shy away from depicting the visceral horror of the zombie outbreak.
It's true. The descriptions are vivid and disturbing. creating a constant sense of dread.
Right, you can almost feel the terror of being hunted by these relentless creatures.
Totally.
But it's not just about the gore and the scares.
No, it's not.
The zombies also serve as a metaphor for the dehumanizing effects of technology, the loss of our humanity in the pursuit of progress.
Right.
They're a reflection of our own fears and anxieties, about a future where technology controls us.
Totally.
And speaking of the future, the story leaves us with so many unanswered questions. What does this second wave hold? Will Kazuo succeed in saving Neo-Tokyo? And what about the prophecy? How does it all tie together?
This suspense is killing me.
I know. We'll have to wait for the final part to get those answers.
We will.
But one thing's for sure, this cyberpunk zombie thriller is a wild ride from beginning to end.
Absolutely.
Welcome back, zombie enthusiasts, to the Drunken Zombies podcast.
We are back.
We are. We're about to uncover the thrilling conclusion of our cyberpunk zombie adventure, set in a Neo-Tokyo struggling for survival.
It is, isn't it?
It really is. You know, we left off last time with Detective Kazuo escaping a collapsing corporate facility with a vial of the pure zombie virus.
Right.
His mission to create an antidote and save Neo-Tokyo from utter annihilation.
It's a big mission.
But as we know, this story isn't just about finding a cure. There's a deeper, more philosophical layer to it all. A prophecy that suggests this initial outbreak was merely the first wave.
Right. Just a taste of the chaos to come.
Exactly. So what happens next? Does Kazuo manage to synthesize an antidote? What form does this ominous second wave take?
Well, the final chapter picks up with Kazuo and his allies. They find refuge in a hidden temple on the outskirts of Neo-Tokyo.
Okay.
A place where technology and tradition intersect. A sanctuary from the turmoil engulfing the city.
I like it.
It's here, amidst ancient rituals and forgotten wisdom, that they hope to find the resources and the time to develop the antidote.
So they have like a little bit of a safe haven.
They do.
For now, at least.
Right.
Okay.
But as they work tirelessly, racing against time, the true meaning of the prophecy begins to unravel.
Oh, interesting.
And it turns out that it's not just about a zombie outbreak. It's about a fundamental choice humanity has to make about its future.
A choice? What kind of choice?
So the prophecy speaks of two paths. One leads to destruction fueled by unchecked ambition and the relentless pursuit of technological advancement at any cost.
Okay.
The other path leads to harmony, a balance between tradition and progress, where technology serves humanity instead of enslaving it.
So the zombies are a symptom of humanity straying from the path of harmony, like a wake-up call, perhaps?
Precisely. And Kazuo, through his actions, his determination to fight the outbreak with more technology and scientific solutions, was inadvertently pushing humanity further down that destructive path.
So even though he had good intentions, he was making things worse.
He was. His intentions were noble, of course, but he was caught in a cycle of fighting fire with fire.
Right. So how does he break free from this cycle? What's the solution?
Well, the rogue Cyborg Seer reveals that the answer lies not in fighting the outbreak head-on, but in understanding its root cause.
Okay.
It's about shifting humanity's course, embracing harmony, and finding a balance between technology and tradition.
Easier said than done when you're surrounded by hordes of the undead.
Absolutely. But Kazuo, guided by Hina and his allies, begins to see the bigger picture.
Okay.
He realizes that the antidote is more than just a scientific solution. It's a symbol of humanity's choice to heal itself.
Wow.
A symbol of choosing harmony over destruction, balance over chaos.
That's deep. So what does he do? Does he distribute the antidote throughout Neo-Tokyo?
He does, but not in the way one might expect. Instead of trying to cure everyone infected, he targets key individuals. People in positions of power and influence. Those who can spread the message of harmony and guide humanity toward a brighter future.
I see.
It's about using the antidote strategically, not just as a cure, but as a catalyst for change.
Very cool. And what about that second wave? What form does it take?
So it turns out the second wave wasn't a mutated virus or a larger outbreak.
Oh.
It was a metaphorical wave. A wave of change, a shift in consciousness as humanity begins to understand the prophecy's true meaning.
So the real battle wasn't against the zombies, but against humanity's own self-destructive tendencies.
Exactly.
Wow.
The story concludes with Kazuo and his allies gazing upon a changed Neo-Tokyo. The outbreak has subsided, but the scars remain. A stark reminder of the choices made and the path nearly taken.
Yeah.
The city is rebuilding, this time with a newfound understanding of the delicate balance that must be maintained.
So it's like a hopeful ending.
It is. It's a powerful ending filled with hope and a sense of renewal.
Right. It reminds us that even in the face of seemingly insurmountable challenges, we have the power to choose our own path.
Exactly.
And that sometimes the greatest victories are achieved not through brute force, but through understanding compassion and a willingness to change.
Absolutely.
What a story. It's got action, suspense, philosophical depth, and those classic zombie thrills we all love.
It does.
It definitely leaves you with a lot to think about, long after you know the final page is turned.
Right.
And that's what we strive for here at the Drunken Zombies podcast, to bring you stories that entertain, challenge, and linger in your thoughts.
Absolutely.
If you enjoyed this cyberpunk zombie tale, be sure to rate and follow for more Drunken Zombies episodes.
We'd appreciate that.
We have a whole graveyard of stories waiting to be unearthed, each one offering a unique blend of horror thrills and thought-provoking themes.
I can't wait.
Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and keep those brains sharp.
And remember, sometimes the scariest monsters are the ones we create ourselves.
I love that. See you next time.